All right, everybody. I want to give another little update on the weather here because we got a big system on the way. This is a powerful winter system.
Can we ask questions as you do this, or
please?
You just go?
Oh.
Please.
Because you said watch warning. What's the difference in that?
So watch is it is coming. A warning is it's here.
It's here.
Okay.
We're doing it.
And we're in the warning phase.
Yeah, which is interesting because it's actually not here.
Right.
But it's the National Weather Service's way of saying we know it's coming.
We're positive on this one.
Yeah.
And what does that mean when, I'm sorry, I have
No,
something.
please.
You know I'm into weather, and this guy's very knowledgeable, so I'd like to say next to you, I appreciate you being here. What does it mean when the temperature drops that fast? That seems like the most dangerous thing, because you said 8 tomorrow.
Yeah, the afternoon temperature tomorrow is going to be 8 degrees. With the wind, it's going to feel like probably 20 below zero because the wind is going to be 50 to 55 miles an hour. And I'm literally, Kelly can verify, I'm in the middle of sending out this tweet, which is a good tip to people. If you lose power tomorrow afternoon, I would suggest you turn your faucets on just a little bit and let a little drip of water come through because that will stop the pipes from freezing.
Oh my God.
Because if you lose heat in your home, who knows when the power's going to come back on? And you're talking about temperatures that are going to be so cold that even with maybe insulation, you could have some freezing, especially if your pipes are exposed outside or underground your house. So a little tiny drip there will allow the water to run through the pipes so they don't freeze and burst.
You need to write something up. First-time homeowner here, and
That's a big one, Kel. That's a big
A lot of
nervous.
responsibility, Kelly
So
wrote.
you need to write something up.
Winds and the wind chills, I think, are the biggest two things with this storm. And so we're going to start with a look at the wind gusts. So let's get to the Fox Futurecast model. And I've got a lot of pause points in here to really show us when the winds ramp up. This is right now, 10 o'clock on a Thursday. That's a 16-mile-an-hour wind gust, not too bad. Watch what happens as we move through the day. 9 p.m., 20 miles an hour, not that bad. Okay, so the wind's not that bad. Even as the rain begins to fall and the snow begins to fall, the wind gust's not terrible. However, Thursday night into Friday, things get interesting fast. 5 a.m. Friday morning, 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And here's where I don't like what I see, is it lasts all day Friday. So we just went from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. It didn't drop below 45 miles an hour. It's 52 miles an hour right there, 4 p.m., Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Stays into the 50s Friday evening, Friday night, dropping down to about 36 miles an hour as late as Saturday, 10:30 in the morning. So that wind is going to stay strong then from about midnight tonight through about 2 p.m. on Saturday. It's more about the wind and the freezing temperatures than it is the snow. Now, that all said, the snow's still going to fall. 3 to 7 inches of snow whipping around there. It's going to be actually hard to get an accurate measurement for the snow because it's going to be moving around so much. But we're going to go about 3 to 5 inches for a lot of people from Detroit through Mount Clemens Monroe. That's because the system begins as rain, as the temperatures will be milder. We're going to see that with Fox Futurecast here as we get the timing going. There's the snow from Kansas City through St. Louis and Wichita. Let's go ahead and show you 4 p.m. This is my personal benchmark for like, hey, I want to make sure I just get my kids home, get everybody safe in the house by 4 o'clock, and then that way I got nothing to worry about. Because by 8:30, that rain is going to be, I think, pretty heavy. Detroit, Toledo, Port Huron. Look at that sharp line from Saginaw, Flint, Lansing. That's the cold air, that's the warm air. Rain to snow. It all changes to snow, and then as temperatures quickly plummet, I think any water on the ground from the rain is going to freeze into ice. And now here's the snow through the morning on Friday. The snow into the afternoon and evening will get better, but the wind, unfortunately, gets stronger Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Saturday, lake effect. I think we're going to be able to get to Grandma's house on Christmas Eve. Later, especially, is better than earlier. I don't think the roads are going to be, I hope the roads aren't going to be terrible because the snowfall totals aren't, nuts. You just got to be safe out there because if there's ice, that's not a good thing. Friday 8 degrees, even Saturday 16 with some lake effect snow showers. It's going to be cold, it is going to be windy, and it is going to be just uncomfortable leading us into Christmas, even Christmas Day. The high temperature is only 20 degrees and the wind chill is probably like 0. So it's going to be a real cold winter Christmas weekend here, and you can track it all with updates all the time on the Fox 2 weather app. Free to download, hourly forecast, 7-day, 10-day forecast, and this also gives you the traffic, which is very handy for.
I'm so
there it is,
nervous.
right there. You can see it. Boom.
Yep.
It shows you if you're hitting the road and driving to anybody's house.
Real-time data.
You got it right there.
I am concerned about that wind as well when you're trying to avoid that ice, stay in your lane, and the wind is kind of whipping you around. It's going to be tough.
You got a small dog. You got let that dog out.
No, stay in the house. Last question, and then we can move on. When it comes to the longer view, is the snow going to stay, or are we going to get another above freezing temperature in the next week or two?
It's a great question, and I have the answer. By New Year's, it will be 40 degrees.
What?
What?
I know. The
What
snow's
is
going to
up
melt.
with this
It's going to
state?
melt. By New Year's, the snow's going to melt. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
That's
then.
a good thing. We can look forward to that,
Yeah.
perhaps. Perhaps.